Ever stood in the cereal aisle, completely flummoxed by the overwhelming variety of options? That, my friends, is the burden of choice. This isn't just about deciding between the chocolatey goodness of Cocoa Puffs or the wholesome crunch of bran flakes. This is about the paralyzing power of too much choice. You see, we live in a world where options are abundant. From the type of coffee we drink in the morning to the shoes we wear on our feet, we're constantly making decisions. But here's the kicker. Having too many options can actually make it harder to decide. It's a psychological phenomenon known as the paradox of choice. When faced with a multitude of choices, we tend to worry about making the wrong one. We become consumed with the fear of regret, the possibility of missing out on something better. So next time you're stuck between cornflakes and frosted flakes, remember, it's not you, it's the paradox of choice. Now, once you've finally picked your cereal, you'd think the hard part is over. But oh no, welcome to the emotional roller coaster of decision-making. It's like being in a theme park, where every ride is just another decision waiting to be made. Let's start with regret. It's that sinking feeling when you've just taken a bite of your chosen cereal, but then you see the box of the one you didn't choose. You start thinking, what if that cereal was crunchier, sweeter, more fulfilling? Then comes satisfaction. It's when you've devoured your cereal and you're left with that satisfying feeling of having made the right choice. It's like winning a small victory before the day has even started. But beware of decision fatigue. It's when you've made so many decisions that you can't decide whether you want a second bowl or not. So if you find yourself feeling a mix of triumph and defeat after choosing a cereal, congratulations. You've just ridden the emotional roller coaster of decision-making. But wait, there's more. Ever heard of FOMO? That's the fear of missing out, and it's a big player in the decision-making game. FOMO. It's like a sneaky little leprechaun whispering in your ear, convincing you that somewhere, somehow, something extraordinary is happening, and you're not a part of it. It's a potent force that can push us to make impulsive decisions, often driven by the fear of regret. Consider this. You're scrolling through your social media feed, and you stumble upon your friends having a blast at a party you chose to skip. Suddenly you're engulfed by a wave of regret, questioning your decision to stay in. Or maybe you're at a restaurant, the menu brimming with tantalizing options. You pick one, but as the waiter walks away, you're plagued by the thought of all the other dishes you didn't choose. FOMO can make us second-guess our choices, pushing us to reach for things we don't necessarily want or need, just to avoid the discomfort of missing out. So if you've ever bought a cereal just because it was on sale, even though you don't really like it, FOMO might be to blame. And finally, let's talk about analysis paralysis. This is when you overthink a decision to the point that you can't make a choice at all. Picture this. You're a squirrel in the middle of the road, frozen in indecision about which way to scurry. Cars are zooming by, but you're stuck, overanalyzing each potential path. That's analysis paralysis in a nutshell, or in this case, a squirrel shell. So, remember, if you're standing in the cereal aisle for an hour unable to choose, you might be suffering from analysis paralysis. Well, that's all we have for today. I hope you've enjoyed this wild ride through the psychology of decision-making. If you found this journey as fascinating as I have, do give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Share this video with friends who might be stuck in the labyrinth of choices. And do leave us a comment with your own tales of decision-making dilemmas. We'd love to hear from you. And remember, whether you choose cornflakes or frosted flakes, the most important thing is that you make a choice, so go forth and decide.